Hi, this is Dr. Hardy, your pediatric obesity expert, and welcome to Grade My Plate. So let's get started. So we have a template plate here with 3 partitions, and I use this as a guide and a teaching tool for you to know how to serve your food and food for your family members. So the healthy plate is divided into 2 halves. The bottom of the plate is the largest section, and that should be for all fruit, all vegetables, and a combination of both. The top half of the plate is divided into 2, and these are called quarters of the plate. 1 quarter should have your protein, and your other quarter should have your whole grain or processed carb. So if you cannot get rid of that processed carb and you want to cut back, you should have no more than a quarter of the plate. So let's see the next plate. So let's look at this plate. This plate was submitted by Theodora Glover. Thank you so much for submitting this plate. It consists of blackened salmon and prawns with wild rice, with onions and peppers, and roasted broccoli. This plate looks absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. You always submit absolutely beautiful plates. Are you a chef or something, Miss Theodora? Please let me know in the comments. If not, you probably have a calling in cooking. Anyway, okay, so your salmon and prawns are clearly the protein of your plate, and that can fit in 1 quarter of the plate. It's hard to tell the size of the salmon from this picture, but you know, it should just fill the quarter. It almost looks like it's extending a little bit more than a quarter of the plate. And then your rice is perfect. It's only 1 quarter of the plate. It's not overdone. And wild rice tends to be a more healthier rice than regular white rice. So kudos to you. You seem really health conscious. And the broccoli can actually take up more of the plate if you want. It can fill up the complete half of the plate. So this is not a keto plate, or maybe actually, because there's so little rice, it still may fall under, your less than 50 grams of carbs per day, depending on your other meals for the day. But just by itself, when there's a carb in there, and there's some carbs in vegetables, but the net carb is negligible, this could be definitely a low carb plate, borderline keto plate, which it seems like you have a lifestyle that is low carb based on what you submit. I don't really have any critiques of this plate. Everything's right on target. Portion size are pretty much good. Like I said, I cannot tell about the section with the protein that well. The dimensions of the plate aren't that clear. It's so close up, so I'm not sure. But can anybody put anything in the comments that they feel can be improved in this plate? I certainly cannot. In general, wild rice has, first of all, wild rice is a species of grass, so it's not a true rice, and it also has more protein than brown rice or white rice. So that's the benefit there. It tends to have manganese, but brown rice has more of that, and 6 times more actually. And that manganese is important for bone formation and metabolic function. But wild rice is gluten-free, and so is brown rice. They're both rich in antioxidants. They're both a more nutritious alternative to white rice. And there's also more fiber, potassium, and zinc in this rice. So This is a great alternative to put in that whole grain portion of the plate. You know, just looking at this plate, I say I don't eat enough of it, and I like my rice, you know, I like my carbs. It's a struggle for me. So, you know, maybe I can cook some wild rice, you know, once in a while and get that protein. But because it has so much protein, and you also have the protein in the salmon, this is a high protein plate. So you may want to choose your proteins wisely and not overdo the protein, especially if you have any kidney function problems. You don't want to overload your kidneys with too much protein. So we have to remember that about the wild rice. But in general, I give this plate an A++. Keep the plates coming. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next grade My Plate.